Right, hello everybody. I just thought I'd do a little back to basics today because I'm getting short of watercolour papers that I like to use for my tags and everything. So I think I've used mainly all of them up now. This is the paper that I tend to use, any multimedia one. You know, I get it in different places. This one is 250 GSM or £115. Okay, and I tend to use this rather than watercolour paper for a simple reason that it's cheaper here. You know, wherever you are, watercolour paper is cheaper, then get it. But I try and get, if I can, the bright white. Some looks a bit grey, and I think to me it interferes with the colours a bit. So I've got my paper. I've also brought out some tea stain papers because I'm doing quite a lot of water, you know, using quite a lot of water with it. So I've got a few of these out, so once we do it we can lay the paper on it and create some different effects again. I've got a watercolour palette. Okay, this is the one that I squirted in from Artezia, and I'm using blues, greens and yellows, that sort of palette there. So I've sort of put mine all together. Yeah, I think there's more blues and everything in the colours because there was about 60, wasn't there? It was quite a lot. But I thought, oh, I'll stick to that and we'll go from there. And we'll just see what happens, really. So I'm just going to get one a minute. And I'm going to give this a bit of a squirt just to activate it a bit. Okay. I squirt the tubes in here and then leave them to dry. And it takes, oh gosh, a week to dry, most probably. But I find this way I don't use so much of them and they last me forever, rather than squirt a bit out and then you've got loads left. Right, okay, now I wet my paper. So give it a bit of a squirt. And I use a big brush. Okay, this is size 16. Okay, right, let's see if I can activate some of this. Let's go with that colour. Right, I'm just going to put a bit more water in there. Okay. Right, and oh, cat hair. Okay, do something like that. Shall we have this colour? Then mix the two together. So a bit of difference there. Right, I'm just adding a bit, sorry I might be out of your way, just a bit of different blue. And I'm just going to put some water in. Right, okay, now I spritz again. And I start moving it all around. It's a bit dry down there, so A little bit down, just a little bit down here. I actually quite like the way that's looking there. So I'll just come here. And then spritz on top of that, get that moving. Okay, that's the sort of thing I do. Then I get a bit of tea stain paper, okay, and I mop up. Okay. We've got a nice sort of, you know, muted effect there. So that just goes away to dry now. Okay, and we need a little wet wipe here. Okay, I'm just gonna dab that up. I'm actually quite liking that. Just give subtle effects, you know, not too overpowering. And we can still tea stain this, and you honestly you get some really good effects. So I'm just going to dry that. Where did I get that from? Must have touched something with red on. Oh well. Nice effect, Andrea. Don't mind the yellow. Right, it's gonna put a bit of blue on there. I love it. Right, so you just keep drying it until it's dry. There we go, that's all dry, except for the little blob there, but that's fine. Okay, now, I personally, this is when I scan mine in, if I'm going to scan them in, because if I add stamps or stencils or anything, really, that's not my own, unless I've made my own stamps or I've made my own stencils. Okay, I have got them, but I actually want some backgrounds like this to scan in. So I'm going to scan the ones that I do in today as this, because this is all I'm showing you, is how I do my first bit of card. Okay, and then from there, you know, you cut your tags and you can incorporate them into your work. So if you know what colour scheme you're doing, then, you know, use those colours. What have I used there? I used 3 colours. Okay, I used that blue, that green there, okay, and I've mixed the blue in, and then when I had some on my brush, I brushed it together, so that created another sort of different colour. And honestly, I love that, and I will use this. You know, you imagine that, cut down tags and everything. So that's number 1. Okay, oh, and that was a tea stain paper, just put on there, look, and that's great. You know, when that's, I'm going to do the other side in a minute. So we've got a bit of something going on there. Yeah. Right, let's do another one. And I'm going exactly the same colours at the moment. So, you know, all of them are different. It's great. And I think they're great to scan in if you can. And then you've got a good, then you just print them out onto cards and you've got a base for stamping and everything. And then everything is totally legal. I mean, it's different if you're not selling your journals. I think there's a bit of a loophole there, but I still don't do it, so. And that's just me. Right, I'm gonna a little bit more, I think. Make sure there's some on the outside. Okay. I still want that colour. I think that's gorgeous. I'm going to add a bit of yellow in this one. Okay, as well. And I see I'm adding more water as well to sort of swish that around a bit. Yeah. Right, need to activate that one a bit. Just a bit of yellow in there. That one. A bit more water. A bit of fluff. Let's try this colour here. Drip that on there. Well, that's quite funky, isn't it? And then spread some over here. Okay, and a bit more of this one. That's a nice colour. There's that one there. And a bit of yellow down here. It mixes up a bit. I'm not totally worried about cleaning everything in between. There's plenty of water there. Right. Put a bit of water in there. Okay, then I spritz again. Get it all moving. And quite like that. Right, okay, get my tea stain paper. I can always add a bit more after that, but at the moment I'm liking how this is looking, so I'm leaving it. I mean, it changes once you do this, but okay, and that's nice on there. Okay, let's mop up a bit. I'm just going to sort of mop that up a bit. Right, now I'm going to add a bit more onto this one. See if we can get something happening. That's that nice green I like. That's yellow, really. It comes out quite yellow, but. And then we'll do want a bit of blue. Yeah, let's stick with this colour there. Splash some paint on it. Water, rather. Okay. I'm just going to fill in a little bit over here. This is how you learn about paints, and I'm going to carry on with that green here. Just in there, so I put it on. Yeah, it's a little bit thick. Add a bit of water. Got tea in it. And I want a bit of that there. Okay. This is where you can get sponges and things like that as well to pick up a bit of colour. You get nice colour on here too. I've got some up there actually dry. Okay. Oh, I'm happy with that. And then I'm moving it around. Okay, it's almost dry. That'll do for now. So, like I said, when it's drying, I'll swish it around a bit with the blower, or heat gun, I should say, the blower. Okay, there's another one, and the other one is drying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry those totally together, and we'll get on with another one. Okay. Let's have blue. I'm going to go for blue again, a bluey green. So I'm going to try, I really like that one though. I'm really drawn to that one. I'm gonna do one of these up here this time. So just activate them. A minute. I've got little pebbles in my bottom of my pot that clean my brush. That's what you can hear. Yeah. Right. Let's have that one and that one. Okay. And a spritz again. I'm getting the lighter one now, if you can't see that. It's very similar actually. Let's do the darker one. Might have to go darker again. And shall we have a real bright yellow with that? This sort of orangey yellow. I do contaminate my paints, mind. Alright. Yeah, see, I'm not keen on that colour, so I'm going to change it now. Let's have a bit of that one. I prefer this sort of greeny blue. Let me use a bit more of that now. Over there. Look, watch that. Contaminated that just a bit too much. I like the way that's, I don't know what's happened there. That's nice. And we'll carry on a bit with that. There. Yeah, the yellow's very bright, isn't it? Yeah. Go quite dark green there. Let's lift some of that up. Okay, there's that one there. I'm just going to put that on the heater. And that's the colour green I struggle with. Okay, it always reminds me of, well, I don't struggle with Christmas, but it reminds me of the Christmas green. So I'm going to dab that off. I quite like the way this is. I don't know what that is. It's like some residue in the paint. Okay, I'm going to dry that, and I'm going to dry it off a bit, and then I'm going to put some over the top. Yeah. Okay, not totally dry, but nearly. All right. Now some people like this. It's got a very forest look with this one, you know, but it's not what I'm doing. But I did want to try other colours. But that's my way of experimenting when I try, you know, play around with different colours. So I'm going to spritz mine again, and then we'll lay some other colours down. So I'm going to go back to my original green that I really liked. Put that in. And that. And I'm going to put a bit of that in. And then just add some water there so that runs a bit on there. It's gone sort of like a grey colour there, but it's quite nice. It'll still work, but not what I wanted. Okay. Just a bit of yellow. Okay. And then spritz again. Pick some of that up. So I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, just very lightly. Swish it around. Yeah, I'm liking that. And then get the dryer and blow it around as well. Right, and that's the last one we've done. I'm not liking that one quite so much as the rest, but it's still okay and still usable because, like I said, it's just the background. All right, and like I said, I'm going to go and scan these in and print them out and show you what they look like. I shall, if I got time, I'll send it to my laser as well, and I'll print them out on my laser just to see the difference. That's that one. As they are, I mean, if I work on them, I will work on the colours. I can change the colours of these a bit, you know, but as for now, we'll just do it as is. Okay, so like if you just literally copied it and printed it out. Okay, so that's that one. That's my favourite. My first one was my favourite. I really like that. Yeah, and then this is the tea stain paper that we've done, which is absolutely great. I mean, imagine that in your journal. Yeah, nicely watered down and everything. It's great. Another one there. This one was really grungy anyway, but it's just picked up a bit, but I'll definitely use that. It's going to go in a journal, so I love it. and there's one that's on the lighter side because it's not so heavily stained in the beginning. Yeah, and I like that too. So, you know, that folded in half in the journal, perfect. There. Right, so I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in a minute. All right. Okay, I've done them all. Okay, I've done. I scanned in, and I printed and not changed a thing with my inkjet, and I've done a copy with my laser, but could have done with filling the page because I had to cut them down a bit because I had a bit of a border. But I did print them onto card with my laser. Right, so that's the original. This one is printed with my inkjet. Quite, oh, no, is that the right way up? Let's do it that way. That's that way, isn't it? Yep. Okay, so it's quite brighter, where me, if I take it into Photoshop or anything, I bring the brightness up. Okay, and then it will become more like this, but this was just a direct copy, no alterations, no nothing. Okay, as is, and I printed it on, I think I had presentation paper in, so I printed it, presentation paper, borderless, and I set the paper to Epson matte. Okay, because that's the only way I could get a good quality print, really, because my printer heads, or it needs a good clean. So on just copy, it's a little bit you know, liney, because I need to clean it. Okay, but that's okay. That's not bad. I mean, the blue, I mean, I prefer the original on here, you know, because it's a little bit dark, but then I would bring that up if I played around with it, but that's good. Nothing wrong with that. And this was the laser, where I printed that on plain card, and it's that way. Yeah, and I quite like that as well. Definitely usable, definitely for tags and stuff, backgrounds. Brilliant. That's that one. And then that's the original there. There. So see what I mean? It's just slightly darker, so that's why I bring the brightness up a bit. But as a straight copy, nothing wrong with that. Nope, lovely. Oh, and the laser one. And there. See how much that's cut off, so I didn't fill the page. Never mind. Is that one there? That's the original. This one, of course, I've got black ink on it, but you know, still usable. Like I say, I would definitely bring that one up a bit because it's a little bit too dark for me. And that's the laser one. Okay, I like that as well. Right, I did do some of the tea stain papers, only a couple though, because I'll tell you why. When you do copied tea stain papers, not that one so much, the crinkles in it, like this, you know, like this, it actually brings up quite a grey colour when you copy them, because I think it's it just does. I don't know the reason why, but it does. There is a reason, I expect. Where's that one? That's not it. Did I do that one? Yeah. You see what I mean? I mean, that's quite different, isn't it? Yeah. So the original is definitely better on that one. And one of them turned out quite nice. That one again was a bit grey looking, but I think if we brought the brightness up, that I could change that. Okay, now this one I loved. That was beautiful, and that was this one, not that one. Oh, don't know where that one is. I have no idea. Oh, unless it is that one. No, it wouldn't be that. But anyway, that one's brilliant. I loved it. And I would definitely use that in a journal. I mean, look. That's really nice. I think it was that one, you know. No. Couldn't be. But anyway, and that's the laser one printed out, which I thought was actually even better. Yeah, so Yeah, I can't believe it. That's that one. It must be, because I only done that. I've got them all here. Yeah. It's odd, isn't it? No. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is, look. Because I got that there, there. So it was. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. So that's what's fun you have. Even just by just doing the papers, scanning them in and printing them out. And you've got a whole new load of papers that you can use in a journal. I didn't do that one because that was quite grungy anyway. So, sorry, I meant to say there will be a follow-up on this video on what I do with the originals or any of these after. Okay, because I'll cut them down and maybe make some tags, make some things for the journal that I'm doing. Okay, so there will be a follow-up. All right. Okay then, thank you very much for watching and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.